Hello, welcome back to Hunter Tune. Today we are finally going to be taking the Miata out for some rips on the street. I've been planning to do this for a little while, but ran into some hiccups with the car that I want to talk to you guys about quick before we hit the road. So we did have some issues with the car, and just on top of being busy, I just haven't had the time to make a video driving the car. But I want to talk to you guys a little bit about some of the issues that I was having. You guys know in maybe one of the last videos I did talk about the speedy EFI and some of the bugs that we were having with it. And now the car runs a lot better than it did prior. Even in the dyno tuning video, the car was still having some issues on, startup and stuff like that. And the car still does have some issues starting, but it is miles better than it was even in one of the last videos. So I've just been slowly working out bugs with this thing and getting it dialed in as best as I can. But the one issue that I had that kind of put a real slowdown on the car and being able to drive it and everything like that was I actually burnt up an injector. So I did have a set of Hunter tuned 550s in this thing, which are not for sale or anything like that. It's just some injectors that I've been doing some testing on. And they were kind of hit and miss. They were definitely not super great at first, and I'm like, maybe these smaller ones seem to work a lot better than the larger ones, because I had a set of 550s, I had 1000s and 1500s that I was testing. And you guys probably saw, if you've been following the channel, that I was testing those injectors out, and I ended up putting the 550s in this thing, and it was running really good. But one day I came out and it was a little cold outside, and I still had the old cranking settings in the car. And it just took forever to start when it was super cold out. So if it was like 30 degrees outside, I mean, I'd have to crank this thing for like a while to get it to start. And so what ended up happening was I was cranking the car and I was just trying to start it. Literally, that's all I was trying to do was start the car, and I was cranking for, honestly, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, I was probably cranking this thing like 10 seconds at a time, and after a while it just still wasn't starting, and I'm like, okay, something's wrong. So I got out of the car, and like I said, I was doing this for probably about a minute, just crank it for 10 seconds, stop, crank it for another 10 seconds, stop. And obviously when you do that, stuff gets hot. You put a lot of load on the electrical system and on the battery, and clearly on the injectors too. So I was cranking and got out of the car and smelt, it smelled like burnt plastic. And I'm like, well, that ain't good. I better check the battery and make sure the battery's not like melting or something. So I checked the battery was fine, but I popped the hood and one of the injectors was actually like smoking. Like the plastic around the injector was pretty much just disintegrated. So, and it was only on one of the cylinders. It wasn't on, two of them or three of them or four of them. Like literally it was just that one injector that had the issue. So I don't know if it was just an injector that shorted out internally, which I feel like it was, just because I was cranking it so long and just putting a really big draw on the electrical system in general. And it ended up melting the injector and the injector clip. So since then I have replaced all 4 injectors and all the clips. And I made sure like none of the wiring was all heat shrinked and not touching any metal. I was making sure of that, I always do when I put injectors in. It's a very crucial thing. But definitely just like a what the heck happened kind of thing. So yeah, like I said, it's got Hunter tuned flex fuel injectors in it now. And the flex fuel injectors have been proven for multiple years. I've sold hundreds of these things. and we never have issues with them at all. So I just said, let's throw some tried and true flex fuel decapped injectors in this thing, and ever since then the car's been flawless and it has not had that issue anymore. But I also, in the mix of all this, fixed some more cranking stuff. So what I was doing is I thought the car was getting too much fuel when realistically it wasn't getting enough. And I ended up having to add a ton of cranking fuel into the tune to get it to start. And now, like I said, it runs a lot better. It tunes a lot better. It just all around runs way better. So I think those injectors were just a little bit questionable. And I'm hoping that's what it was and it wasn't like an ECU issue or something like that. I'm hoping that it was just kind of a fluke thing with the injector. But anyways, enough babbling. Let's hop in this thing and start it up. Never mind, I don't have a key. First drive in the Miata that you guys are seeing, and yeah, we're just taking a little Sunday cruise, you could say. This exhaust barks. Woof woof. She sounds good. It's a little loud. And this clutch is extremely aggressive. I make it look easy, but it's on or off. We'll do a little third gear rip here, make sure the tune is good. Like 10 pounds of boost, probably like 230 horsepower, 240 horsepower maybe. I try to keep like a level face so I don't look like I'm, you know, kind of got the race face. I guess that's probably part of the fun. No? Probably. So I have practiced a little bit of just driving this car around, and honestly it hits gears pretty good. It hits gears better than most Honda Civics on the road nowadays, considering most Civic transmissions are all junk by now. A lot of them are. This thing actually you know, goes right into gear. No matter what RPM I'm at, which is pretty cool. A lot of people say these transmissions are really weak. They say the rear differentials are really weak. And I've been beating the crap out of this thing, and it's been taking it pretty well. I say that now and we'll probably break it in the video. Now, I'm not much of a drifter, but I have tried a little bit of drifting with this car, and I feel like I would rather drift a long bed pickup truck than this thing, because it's such a short wheelbase. It takes a driver to be able to control it, and with this thing I'm not really used to the power yet, but I mean, I can still slide it around a corner, but I can't really maintain it very well. I'm still practicing, but I mean, this thing's second gear clutch kicks are like no problem anymore with the turbo. before, I couldn't even get the thing to kick a corner in first. So we definitely did a huge improvement with the turbo and ethanol, all of the above. But I can drag race, which takes minimal skill compared to a lot of other types of racing. But this thing corners like a freak. Like, if I don't try to spin, it corners very well. Guys, so I am just going to kind of give you a little bit different angle here of the car and everything like that. It's running pretty good. We've been kind of just out playing around with it today, and yeah, we're going to do a little dig and run her through like 4th gear and just kind of show you how it is from another perspective. Alrighty guys, so we're back home with the Miata, and today went pretty good with the car. We just kind of went out and beat the shit out of it for a while, and it's holding up pretty good. I gotta get some tires for the thing because these tires were already pretty bald before we did the donuts and just kind of went playing around with it. So I probably gotta get some tires for it pretty soon and just figure out this speedy EFI. I've had a tough time getting the car to run consistently, and it's just, there's just stuff on the software that just doesn't seem to work right for some reason. Like the temperature enrichment stuff, even though it's zeroed out, it still is getting enrichment for some reason, even though like I have a lot of this stuff zeroed out. Like when we first went out, it's funny because the other day I took the car out and it was perfect. Like everything was spot on, tune was awesome, and all I did was drive it around for a little while, and then after a little while the tune started walking lean up top. and I'm like, what the hell, is my fuel pump dying? Like, what the hell's going on here? And so I shut the car off and turned it back on, and then the tune was fine, and the tune wasn't running lean up top. And then today, I go out, and the car was doing the opposite. So I drove the car around for a while, everything was good, and then after driving it around for a little while, the tune was getting rich. So, I don't know. And like I said, I have the intake air temperature compensation stuff, barometer, just everything is pretty much zero. And it was about the same weather conditions outside both times. One time it was going lean, one time it was going rich. So, and this was after like 30 minutes of continuous driving that it started doing it. So I don't know what the deal is there or what's going on with it. I may look into it a little bit more at a later date, but for the most part, I take this thing out for like 15-20 minutes, beat the shit out of it and bring it home for the most part. I don't take it on road trips or anything like that. So it's okay for now, I suppose. But yeah, so anyways, me and Christine had fun today, even though she might not have looked like it on video. It's kind of funny because she was in the same room when I was editing, and she's like, oh my God, you can't use this footage, because she said she looked like she just wasn't having a good time, which she was, but she didn't know, she's just really shy on camera and stuff like that, so she didn't know like how to express her facial expressions and stuff like that. So it does look a lot like she's not having fun, but she was having a good time. And when I was filming the opposite way with facing the steering wheel, she didn't know I was filming, and then she started to, you know, be her normal self. But, you know, it's just tough when the camera's facing you, and you just, you know, it's tough getting used to, you know, being filmed and filming and stuff like that. So give her a break. She's awesome, and she loves going for little car rides and stuff with me. Hopefully soon enough we can go on some more rides, and maybe I can teach her how to do some donuts. I think that'd be kind of fun. But in the meantime, we will probably just call it there for the Miata. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the little street action. There's definitely some stuff that I'm just not really in love with this car. It's just, these cars are really cool, and I really like them, but it's just not an old four-door Cutlass. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not an old boat. Like, I like old boats that, like, snap your neck and stuff like that. This thing, I mean, it doesn't really have neck snapping power or traction or anything. And every time I try to, like, launch the car hard, it wheel hops. So I don't know if there's some stuff I can do to the rear suspension where I can get it to launch harder, or what I can do. Not really sure, but yeah, we just been doing a lot of projects around the house. You guys saw that we did move and got a new house and stuff like that, and we're already crowding the driveway with some projects going on. Hopefully I'll show you guys this car very soon. I actually just picked it up today. I'll probably do a little video on it tomorrow, kind of showing it. And then I've been having some other project stuff that I wanted to talk to you guys about with the black Mustang and the Cavalier. Did a little poll on Facebook, which you guys wanted to see me build first. And a lot of people want to see the Cavalier, obviously, but I'm really anxious to get my Mustang done as well. So we will get to doing those projects very, very soon. I should be getting some engines tomorrow, transmissions the next day, and I mean, it's just a matter of putting engines in and wiring stuff up and firing them up, and we'll have some more hot rods to go play with on the street, because here in Wisconsin the tracks are closed in the winter. So whenever there's not 10 feet of snow on the road, I'm down to go take my stuff out and go have fun with it. You know, in Mexico, we take road trips and head down there. But anyways, some of the little side projects I was doing at the house, I actually got my four-wheeler winch all working and stuff. I actually bought like a little relay box on Amazon that I installed tonight, just as a little side project. So I put this little relay box thing in for the winch, and then I mounted my little winch controller up here. So we have a working winch, so I can put a snowplow on this thing and be able to snowplow you know, race tracks out on the ice, or, you know, just plow my driveway, which is the main purpose. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys, want. I always say this at the end of the video, but a lot of people don't really comment a lot of stuff that they want to see. I'm really interested in what you guys want me to film. I do a lot of different stuff every day, so it's, you know, if you guys want to see any random stuff, let me know, and I'll gladly take it into consideration and, you know, make videos on this stuff. I'm really liking this new camera, and hopefully you guys are too. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new, and if you made it all the way to the end, please hit the like button for me and help my channel grow as much as possible. It, you know, every little bit helps, I suppose. But anyways, have a great night and better tomorrow. We'll see you later.